So we're here at Wanderers Cricket Club, Darrells Road, Barbados. Lovely sunny day, good day for cricket. Craig Brathwaite, he's into both the Kofi hurdle. That ball is short and just pushed out to deep mid-wicket. Score moves up by 1 to 28 for 1 in this over number 5. Wanderers Cricket Club versus Empire. This is a quarter-final game in the BCA T20 competition.
Yes, both teams here pretty strong. Wanderers team for today is Craig Brathwaite, Jason Green, Shane Mosley, Raymond Reefer, Rashawn Primus, Jair McAllister, Nikolai Charles, Diego Stewart, Sylvester Moore, Ian Boyce, and Rashawn Williams. And there we just see a boundary there to, was that Graves or Hurdle, Adam?
That was Hurdle.
Another boundary there to end the over. A little expensive there for Craig Brathwaite. Boundary to Graves. 32 for 1 after 5. And now we have the Empire team for you. Justin Graves, captain. Kevin Stowe, Cheyenne Brathwaite, Kofi Hurdle, Andre Roach, Jaden Edmund, Kamari Boyce, Shaquem Marshall, Siobhan Brooks, Jamal Warkan, and Jarian Hoyt.
Interesting teams there on paper.
Yes, two strong teams.
Back in the heyday, these two teams were old rivals.
Certainly.
And the challenge continues today in this quarterfinal matchup.
Yeah.
We have Nikolai Charles here bowling from the northern end, the pavilion end.
Last over here in the power play. Maybe some shots will be played in this over to get as much runs as possible. Empire 32 for 1 after the loss of Cheyenne Brathwaite, who was caught by Rashawn Williams off of the bowling of Raymond Reefer in the second over. So
must mention that Empire won the toss and chose to bat. And two very, very good umpires today. Mr. Gregory Brathwaite and
Amal Reed.
Two very good umpires, in my opinion. That ball tucked into the leg side, just forward a square leg. Rashawn Primus running around, but they got another single. Score moving on to 33 for 1 here in over number 6. Nikolai Charles, the long-serving leg spinner at Wanderers, former Barbados player himself.
Charles is in. And a lovely shot by Justin Graves. That's gone into the road. A lovely shot there, wide of long off into the road. He's really been in some good touch in these last couple of games. Coming back and showing his class here after coming back from the CPL with the Barbados Tridents. And he's come back here to captain his side Empire, and he's doing a fantastic job with the bat. I'm sure he'll be holding his hand up and knowing that he has a big role to play here.
Especially at the loss of an early wicket. Empire certainly have some consolidating to do. They have partnerships to build and in turn put in runs on the board. So what do you think about the playing conditions today, Anthony?
The conditions look lovely, I think. groundsman have done a fantastic job here. The outfield looks fantastic. The balls look like it's run away, and the wicket looks rock hard. I think both teams would have won the toss and batted, and Empire were lucky today that they won the toss and they're taking first knock.
We hope Wanderers can certainly pull it back. In those first couple overs, not many runs, but certainly within the last 2 overs, the run rate has spiked just a bit. Obviously, the Empire batsmen know they need to make a few chances before the power play finishes at the end of this over. But yeah, it's a lovely day for cricket here. We say good afternoon to all of our listeners and viewers locked on wherever you are, regionally, locally, or internationally. At the control tower at the moment, we have Anthony Manning Merritt and myself, Adam Brown.
Yes, in the last couple of overs, we've seen Hurdle and Graves take some risks in order to get a couple more boundaries to get the scoreboard ticking over. I think 39 for 1, probably not a bad start after losing a wicket in the second over. Going to have to build on that. Probably they're two of their better batsmen at the crease here now. And what do you think would be a good score on this wicket here today, Adam?
Well, I was looking at it early, and I think anything under 160 is easily gettable here today. To be honest, you need to make the most of the wicket. The wicket is very good, and the outfield the conditions are of a good standard. The outfield's been rolled, the field is cut nice and low, and it's a good day for cricket. The sun is out, not many clouds in the sky. Your opinion on if you were the captain and winning the toss?
I'm a guy, if I win the toss, I let it bat. The sun is out. I believe putting scores on the board and then scoreboard pressure. I feel scoreboard pressure is a very big thing, especially when it comes down to knockout games. Now, if you lose, now you're out. So I can't blame Empire for batting here first today. It means
fair enough. That ball pushed into the offside. Diego Stewart having to run quickly in from point, and the batsman scramble a single. No pressure there on them. I think the Wanderers bowlers are bowling very disciplined so far in this power play.
Yeah, I don't really think there have been any bad balls per se. It's just the Empire batsmen taking some calculated risks and playing good shots. Along with that, they're rotating the strike well, which is very important in T20 cricket if you aren't getting boundaries to make sure you get those ones and twos. Obviously, it's not the biggest of grounds, so the twos might not be on offer as much, but still to get the singles is very important in between getting boundaries.
It's very important to run that first run fast in case of a fumble or anything unexpected. At least you will give yourself half a chance for that second run if need be.
For sure.
That is a good ball from Nikolai Charles. That's two dot balls there, coming back from the 6. Just one single. Hope he can finish the over with another dot. And that ball is short and wide outside the off stump. A flash there from Hurdle, outside edge take, and that ball will run all the way for 4, taking the score all the way up to 44 for the loss of 1. And that concludes the power play, the first 6 overs of this innings. And Empire seem to have a bit of foundation here after a shaky start.
Yes, most definitely. After losing a wicket in the second over, you're looking for the two guys there to build a partnership. That's what the two of these have done. Something that they would have done over the years for Empire. Two guys that they will be banking on to now come and score runs. So it's now for them to set it up for the rest of the guys to come. The likes of Kevin Stowe and Andre Roach and Jamal Workan.
Good. Well, it's a good day for cricket. Anyone who's not here and locked on, they'll see from the cameras the sun is out and the conditions are bright and sunny. And if you're not here and you want to make your way here, please do. The bar is open. There's plenty of seating around the ground. Probably only at half capacity at the moment. Empire usually travels with a large crowd, and we see plenty of them down on the western boundary.
It's a hard group of people to please. Empire fans, they expect a lot from their players, and I'm sure the players would expect a lot from themselves.
Absolutely. Changing bowling from the southern end.
Ian Boyce into the attack there. Starts with the dot. Dot balls are precious in this cricket.
Definitely. A very precious commodity. Here's Boyce. He's in again to Graves. And that ball is tucked away into the leg side. And Williams, he runs off of the boundary, allowing the batsman to get one. So far, Wonders have been playing good, consistent cricket this season. Got to give full kudos to the club coach, Mr. Ricky Clark, and the dedication of all of his players. Oh, that ball outside the off stump. Reverse sweep there, attempted by Kofi Hurdle. Usually a very good stroker of the ball. Looking to take a chance with that one.
Ooh. This is good stuff here from boys. Four balls and only one coming off the over so far. Got it to finish out the over well. 45 for 1 in the 7th over. 2 balls left in this over here from boys.
If he can finish this with 2 dots, he'll be doing really well. Very good bowler. Oh, very full and fast delivery there, almost. Consider the Yorker.
That's very well
from a
bowled.
short run.
Very well bowled there by Boyce. Right up under the bat. Batsman having to dig it out.
And Boyce, he's in again, and that ball uppishly played over extra cover. That ball will run into the boundary for 4, taking the score up to 49 in 7 overs. Empire Cricket Club.
Still not a bad over. Only 5 runs coming from it. I'm sure Ian would have liked to have got it out over without having a boundary, but that thing's boundaries happen in cricket, so it's gonna happen. So an over, I don't think he would mind that. Just gotta come back and rectify that in his next over.
And the exciting Jair McAllister being brought into the attack now. Young man with a heavy ball in his hand. Runs in and he hits the deck really hard.
Yes,
Need to see my co-commentator batting against him in the next one of these days.
I'm fine, thanks. Fine, thanks. I'll leave that for you that doesn't like to buy a helmet.
I won't mind. I haven't faced him in at least a year or 2. But I'm anxious to face him maybe next year. So Anthony, how was the cricket season this year? I know that you were actually captain of our intermediate team, and I was the vice captain for the year. Very interesting season with a young, exciting team that we had. In a nutshell, what was the big takeaway this season for you?
Obviously,
being that we played a new format of the game.
Yeah, obviously I don't think most of the guys would have played much of the T20 format, and to practice for that, it was a different experience. Obviously, guys having to adapt their game. Obviously, the season didn't go as we would have liked. We didn't win as much games as we would have liked, but that's how cricket goes. It's all a learning experience. I think all the guys came and they did their part. They wanted to play the cricket. They wanted to improve. And the thing is, it wasn't a games where we were rolled over. We competed in every game. And just a few small things that we have to tinker with and do things a little better. Maybe looking at our combinations with the side as well. Missing a few missing pieces. But hopefully next season, when next season comes, we'll be on top of that, and we're going to go in the intermediate again. Obviously, usually the intermediate is 3-day format, and we don't get to play the shield or the shield for the over or the T20 due to the fact that we have an elite team.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure the guys will be
I think that's a good thing for the BCA to look at next year.
Yeah, very willing to play some of that cricket as well.
Absolutely. Jair McAllister with a very decent over here so far. That ball stroked out to deep cover. Rashawn Williams down there doing the work. Only 1 run there. Probably 3 runs in this over so far. It's a good start from McAllister outside of the power play.
Very much so, very much so. The ball seems to be coming onto the bat very nice. The bounce seems to be true, so the batsman and the outfield cat, so it looks like they'll get full value for their shots.
That ball officially played down to the pavilion. Looks like a catch. He's got him. Nikolai Charles at the long on boundary. Kofi hurdle. He departs after looking fairly well set in his stroke play and rotating his strike with his partner Justin Graves, Empire's captain.
Yes, please.
He's been in good nick for the entire season
Since he's come back
from CPL.
From the CPL. Obviously, that's what pace does in this cricket. Makes batsmen try things.
Long-standing Empire member now coming out to bat. Another exciting stroke player, Kevin Stout.
Yes, this is probably their two best batsmen at the crease now, and they'll be looking to take it as deep as possible.
Into the 18th, 19th over.
Most definitely. A partnership was built there, but now it's time for another one.
Absolutely. T20 cricket, where the batting team is mostly about partnerships and how those partnerships are made and so on and so forth.
For sure. 53 for 2 in the 8th over. One ball left in this over. McAllister will be happy there with getting a wicket. The strike bowler would say Captain Craig Bassett use him when he wants a wicket. A slipper's gone in place now. The Wanderers are on the attack. Craig Bassett looking to get another wicket here. McAllister is in. First ball to Stoughton is down the leg side. Well taken by the keeper, Sylvester Moore. McAllister just losing his radar there. Probably looking for the magic ball. Graves seems to be set, so it'll just be about somebody else just coming and forming a partnership here with him. Very well bowled there by McAllister. Wow. 54 for 2 after 8 overs. Start here of the 9th over, and looks like boys will continue from the Prof. Edwards end. Stout now to face his first ball from the spin of the young boys. Oh, lovely shot there by Kevin Stout. Roxbach cuts that through the gap there between point and short third man and gets 4. Short ball there outside the all stub. Some pace and Stout using the pace and getting through the gap. Value for his shots here today. And today at Wanderers, unlike when they play at Bank Hall, boundaries to get 4, and when he hit it over the boundary, you get 6 instead of 4. Back on it there is boys. Ball again. Boyce is in again. Stout. Ooh, Stout looking to turn it. Gets a leading edge. Nearly back to the bowler. Boyce is doing a fantastic job here so far. The last ball of the ninth over there is driven up to deep cover. Fielder there doing the word looks like to be Diego Stewart. Good work there done by him. And another tidy over again by Boyce. Think that over just going for 6 runs. Score now is 6-1 for 2 after 9. Empire building a platform here over there. I think the water break will be taken. The wicket seems to be playing good, so they have to improve that run rate a lot, as Adam was saying earlier. The run rate is 6.76. They'll probably want to improve on that a bit, because I think anything under 160, as Adam was saying, would be very gettable on this wicket with the batting lineup that Wanderers have. Start of the 10th over here. McAllister's in again. Oi! And you have a sharp ball. That'd be the one. Looks like 1 for the over from McAllister. Letting the batsman know that he's here. So let's see some proper fast bowling. Captain Craig Bassett seems to be going on the offensive here. He's putting in a slip. Telling his bowler, get me another wicket here, buddy. Oh, well bowled again by McAllister. Joining me here now in the booth is Christian Best. Hello, Christian. How are you today?
I'm all right. You hear me? You hear me? All right, I'm just making sure. Yeah, I'm all right. Just to see Wanderers here play today. See how it goes and everything.
What are your takeaways so far from these 9.2 balls that have been bowled?
I mean, it may have been quite tight so far. I mean, they obviously would like to keep the pressure going on, and I mean, unfortunately, that was a loose delivery there from Jair just now. But I mean, hopefully he can watch on and maybe even get another wicket like he did in his previous over.
Yeah, up his shot there from Stoute and flying off the edge, past the slip, down the third man for third man, very wide. Maybe should come a little finer there with the extra pace. Got the ball full toss there. We just played down to the long on, fielded by Charles. What do you think would be a good score on this wicket here, Christian?
Well, hearing from Adam and what he told me with saying that he prepared the wicket, they'll be looking to restrict the opposition for just about 130, so they could at least chase it down. I mean, looking from Empire's point of view, they will want to at least get at least 150 on the board that to challenge this Wanderers side.
Yes, definitely. I think anything less than, as Adam said, 160 should be very gettable with the bad lineup that Wanderers has, and then with a score like 160, that's scoreboard pressure, which is especially in knockout games, is very big. Gallis's bowled a good over here so far. 1 ball left in the over. He's fulling up there.
I think he'll just have to come back a little stronger there, though, because, I mean, as though in a 3-day format, that would have been a pretty solid, okay over. I mean, it's T20, you got to be a little tighter than that. So, it's now the break now. Craig will now have some thinking to do to see who he will bring out after the break. Still have the options of Rashawn Williams. Brady can still finish his spell and even come back later on in the depth to really seal things up with Raymond.
Yes, Captain Greg Baffett still has options at his disposal. I think this odds will probably be pretty even here right now. 60, 67 for 2. Graves on 26 and Stoute on 10. So another partnership seems here to be brewing, and the two of these will want to take it as deep as possible and see how much they can get. As the guys get their refreshments and the Empire batsmen get some advice as to how they're going to go about these last 10, setting the total, and the Wanderers guys get in there water and Gatorade after. Outside is very, very hot.
Very, very hot, for sure. So need the refreshments, definitely.
Breaking play here as the guys got refreshments, which should be soon over, so that we can get back to some cricket. Sure, that's what everybody wants to see. Captain Craig Baffert seems to be giving his boys some words of advice. Obviously, they'll be looking to restrict Empire here to probably anything under 150. They'll probably be happy with that. That probably would have been a good bowling performance on the part of his bowlers. It's good to see Jonathan Drates out there helping the guys with the refreshments. Obviously, he's been injured since about the 4th game. So it's good to see him still coming around and helping all the guys.
I was actually surprised that he probably wasn't playing today, because when it like a week or so ago, he was in the nets and looked pretty solid and looked like he was raring to go. So I have to ask Coach Rick what his decisions and thoughts were about leaving him out, and if he's still injured and not ready for the format yet.
He's still injured, not fully fit yet to play. We have to see as the tournament goes on, as it goes deeper. Wanderers will be losing some players, as we've seen that Ray Marifa, Shane Mosley, and Craig Bradford have all been picked in the West Indies to our party to go to New Zealand later this month.
And hopefully, even if they do go on and leave us, that the team still has enough players to carry on and hopefully lift the trophy.
Most definitely, the side is strong, even if those guys go, because not even Kurt Edwards is here playing today. So the slate is strong. As we start this second half of the innings now, and first ball there from Boyce is turned into the leg side by Graves for a single. Rashawn Williams doing the fielding. Play that there to long on, and they're gonna get 2.
Are they?
They're gonna get 2. That's
Good
good running
running
there by the
Good
batsman.
running.
Good piece of feeding there by Rashawn. Primus, one hand picking them, throwing in.
Fielders out there will have to come off the boundary a lot more quickly. Seeing that they're both the only persons that are on that side, on the leg side, and there's no infielders, so they're gonna have to move a lot faster and more agile.
Just out there playing shot over extra cover. Brilliant work there by Stewart. He cuts it down to only 1 run. I think one of these batsmen has probably bat a couple more overs, and then one has to go. One has to really put their foot down if Empire are going to get that imposing total here at Dallas Road. That's like a good wicket, and it'll probably only get better as the day goes on.
Good fielding there once again from scratch. He's been agile in the field, cutting down singles, turning boundaries or even 2s into 1s. So really good for him in the field.
Very much so. That's what you need. T20 cricket fielding is a very important part. Ball there, bowled by Boyce, and let's see, the batsman got inside edge and the ball goes to short fine leg. This is another tidy over here by Boyce again. He's doing a fantastic job for his team and for his captain, Craig Bradford. And just turn into the leg side there again by Graves. Quality bowling here from Boyce. That's the end of the 11th over, and the score is 72 for 2. And let's say we have another change here from the Stephen Farmer end. Boyce there, finishing his 3rd over. 3 for 16. Has done a fantastic job so far with the ball. Economy rate under 6. And if you're going under a runner, boy, I think that you're doing a brilliant job. Let's say there's going to be a change here. Let's say Rashawn Williams is going to come into the attack. Some variety, some left arm orthodox here into the attack.
Yep. Another spinner onto the top. So far only Scotchy and Ian Boyce's bowl so far. This is
Along with Craig Brathwaite.
another one, and Craig's bowl as well. And there's only a few of the options. That Rashawn is just another one of Craig's options. He still has, even if he has to bring on Diego Stewart, he could bring him on as well. So there's a plethora of bowlers that Craig has here.
I don't think Stewart has really bowled this season, playing mainly as the finisher down the order, and he's been doing a good job of that. Williams starts with a dot ball there to Graves. You can sense that something is building, that something's going to happen here. Driven up to long off for 1. Fielding done by Shane Mosley.
No, a bad start so far for Rashawn. You just have to, you be trying to look for a wicket in this over, seeing that he's not being brought on. So he's going to want to be a little bit more attacking to try to get the wicket. So you just have to wait and see what he has so far. He's still early in his over. So
Into Stout, and he plays a little sweep and gets a top edge over the keeper's head. Jared McAllister runs around from short, fine leg, and does the fielding. 1 more added to the score. Williams in again. Oh, to Graves, and he's bowled him.
That's the wicket that Rashawn Williams would have been looking for. Most definitely he would be looking for it, and he would be observing the batsman in this partnership from down the boundary. So to get it on the spot and get his wicket and his man, he'd be really pleased.
Yes, Rashawn Williams done a fantastic job here with the ball this season. Carrying on from last season. He did fantastically well in the white ball forms, and then I think he would have had the most wickets in the 3-day competition last year as well. So just carrying on. Confidence will be up too, as in the last game he got a score. So his confidence will be up, and everybody in his team looks ready to go when they get the opportunity. The new batsman to the crease there is Andre Roach, the wicketkeeper batsman. And he's replacing Graves at the crease, who was just there, bowled by Williams.
And that was just Graves out for 29 off 30 balls, 2 fours and 1 6. So he'd be a little disappointed not to have carried on towards the back end of the innings. But it's good bowling there from Rashawn Williams, and a good stop there again as well.
Yes, he's doing a fantastic job here. Putting the batsman under some pressure, getting the ball right up there to the bat. Bowling a pretty full length. Oh, and that's a good end to that over there. Tight over there by Williams. 24 for 3 after 12. I think Wanderers will be very happy with the position that they're in right now. 8 overs left. Looks like Boyce is going to kind of bowl his last over here in his spell. done a terrific job so far. Over number 13. And Bulls ball down leg side wide. Ball taken there by keeper Sylvester Moore. Oh,
There was a missed opportunity there for Ian Boyce. And Sylvester Moore, he'll be a little bit disappointed there not to have held on to that one. Possibly could have been okay.
big drive there played by Kevin Stoke. Oh, well bowled again there by Boyce, just turned into the leg side. Are they going to come back for two? No, they won't. Good fielding there by Williams. Seems to be a good turnout here down on the ground.
Most definitely a good turnout here. You can see on the screen right here now. Ian Boyce is ready to come back in again. He's driving down.
Brilliant work again there by Stewart. Running around on the deep extra cover boundary. Grove come up to watch some good cricket here with some international and regional players on the show. And Boyce is in again to Stoke. Late cutting that ball to short third man. No run. Ian Boyce has bowled a fantastic spell so far. He's looking to get it over here to the dots.
And that one has just gotten through. Scratchy has been unable to stop that one. He's been pretty solid in the field so far, but that one has just gotten through. It's really four. So the batsman will be pleased with that one after such a pretty tight over so far in this over.
Yeah, fast delivery there from both. So Stoke just giving himself some room and using the pace and getting it between the point and the short third man fielder. 4 more to the score. Stoke showing his class as usual. Turned it into the leg. Turned it into the leg side for 1. Stoke. And that's the end of Boyce's spell. Pretty good spell there by Boyce. Doing his job there, just coming and bowling tight there in the middle lowers for Captain Craig Brathwaite.
And batsman just running that down to deep mid off. And they just got the single.
So 83 for 1 in the 14th over. Boyce just finishing his spell there, 4 overs, no maidens, no wickets for 24 runs. Fantastic spell there. And Williams will let to pick up and do his job here from the other end.
And he's hitting that down. And he gets 4 for that.
There's the leg side in the region between deep square leg and deep wicket. A very good shot there, well played there by the batsman Roach. 4 more to the score. Score moves on to 87 for 3 here in the 14th over. Williams has got to keep it tight here. Doesn't want to be giving any freebies. But I have to just pull back his length a tad.
He's hitting it down to cold corner region a bit. They only get 1.
Charles does a field in there and throws in the only 1 there. So look like Roach is gonna take his chances here and play some shots here on this wicket. So Empire can get a good score.
He's hitting it down again in the ear.
Inner portion of the bat, then the fielding done by Ian Boyce here on this shorter side here, side towards the car park.
Oh,
That's a very good ball there, playing by his length there and using the wicket. Ball just holding up a bit.
seems to be quite a few spots on that side at least on this wicket here. You saw that Cheyenne Brathwaite got out due to a ball that held up and he surprised him and he got caught. So batsmen will have to keep watching that side and Wanderers batsmen as well when it's their turn to come in and face these similar spots.
Yes, most definitely. 89 for 3 here after 14 overs. If Empire got 10 runs low from here, they get to 149. I think that score would be par. So one of these batsmen will have to go here for Empire if they to get that 150, 160 score. And change at the Prof. Edwards end. Nikolai Charles is back into the attack, replacing Boyce. Stoke turns that ball there into the leg side to deep backward square, defeating down by Raymond Rifa. And they get a single, score moves on to 90. So another partnership is being formed here between Stout and Roach. They want to take this as deep as possible.
Interesting day of cricket here, Anthony.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Interesting day of cricket so far.
Yes, the wicket seems to be playing rather nicely.
Score is now 91 for 3. Approaching the 16th, 15th over. Nikolai Scratchy Charles, bowling from the southern end. He originally started from the pavilion end, northern end earlier in the power play.
Yeah, he did. Now he's switched ends now, replacing Boyce. He's bowling a good length here that the batsman can't seem to get underneath.
Oh, a bit of an inside edge in there. Quickly retrieved there by wicketkeeper Sylvester Moore, who's in excellent form behind the stumps this season. I was around the ground just now and heard mention of the big strides he's made this year in terms of his glove work.
Yes, certainly. Everybody wants to improve, and Sylvester's one of those as well. He's done a good job behind the stump, filling in for Jonathan Drake, who would have started the season keeping, but then would have picked up a little injury. 3 runs from this over so far.
Tough decision there by the captain to sideline Jonathan Drake, who's fit and ready for action again now.
No, I think he's still hurt.
He's still hurt?
Still hurt.
Okay. He just feels slightly better. Good to have him at cricket nevertheless, because he's a good young man around the cricket. He has lots of experience. Been playing cricket for many, many years. That's a fantastic over there from Nikolai Charles. Only conceding a few runs there.
4 runs from that over. Yeah, 93 for 3 after 15. Empire going to have to go some if they're going to get to that 150, 160 score here.
This is also crunch time for Wanderers. This is where the dot balls will matter most. And singles, I guess Wanderers will be quite happy with, just singles and not allowing the batsmen to turn them into twos and minimize their boundary balls in these last five overs. Rashawn Williams again, and that's a giant sweep shot there. That goes all the way for 6. Fantastic shot there from the batsman.
I think Empire are gonna target this over here from Williams. I think they've seen he's the bowler that they can go after here to start their push here in this last 5 overs. He's bowling a full length here, and Roach may be able to get underneath that ball and slug that over cow corner for 6. A pretty good shot. He might have to pull back his length there a bit.
Either that or he's going to have to put some more weight on his ball. He can't be tossing them up at this stage of the game. Williams, he's in again. And that ball wraps him on the pad. Loud appeal there. Not outside umpire Gregory Brathwaite.
Yeah, looking to turn that ball there into the leg side Roach. A little fast there from Williams. What he have here first again here. He turns now to about the third ball in the over.
Rashawn Primus out there on the cover boundary. He'll only get one there. Taken by the wicketkeeper Sylvester Moore.
And the score goes up to 100 there in the 16th over. Empire will be looking to put their foot on the gas now.
If you were batting here, Mary, what would your tactics be given the position of the game? As the batsman?
I think
As the man that is in, I should say. As the batsman that is in. And that was you. What would your mindset be?
I would think that to carry probably about a couple more overs, carry as deep as possible. If Roach can keep scoring here and taking the pressure off of Stoke, then they can go hard from the 18th over and see how much they can get.
Well, they've got plenty of wickets in hand. So would you as the batsman, take a couple of risks at this current juncture?
I think they most certainly will, because at the rate that they're going at, they'll probably only get to about 130, and I don't think that would be enough on this wicket, especially with the Wanderers attack.
That ball is driven high in the air. Oh my goodness. Completely misjudged there from Shane Mosley at long off. That ball uppishly played. Stoke didn't get that one well at all. It's the end of the 16th over. Not a bad over after the 6th.
Not a bad over at all. It would have been much better there if Mosley had taken that catch. He completely misjudged that there and made a mess of that. Williams didn't look pleased there at all. Probably looking to get another wicket, but that's how cricket goes.
Those are the small chances in this kind of cricket that you need to capitalize on, especially as the fielding team.
Correct.
We've learned we've learned the hard way this year how quickly chances like that could turn into an upset in the game in its entirety. It's still a lovely day for cricket. We have another camera angle here at us. Lots of sunshine. The sun just glistening off of the surface of the wicket at the moment. It's very hot. Good cricket.
Yeah, it started 17th over here now. Looks like Charles is going to bowl his last over here, 104 for 3 after 16. As Charles starts his last over, he's in. Roach plays a sweep.
They'll only get one here.
I think that's some bad running there.
Definitely. That should have been an easy 2. Well, might have been a close 2, but they should have run that first run fast.
There's a time now where you have to put pressure on the fielders. Run
Absolutely.
those first runs hard, because fielders are going to be feeling on the boundary, not wanting to.
The boundaries are a bit scarce this innings for the Empire side. They need to capitalize on their run in between the wickets if they want to post a much more decent score.
I think they're going to put their foot down now. Both batsmen look to be looking to go now.
Kevin Stout attempting a rash shot there and taking the inside edge and going out to the Rashawn Williams out there on the deep mid-wicket boundary. They'll only get one. It's a decent start to the over here from Charles. He's in again, and that is a full-length delivery. Had to dig that one out on the crease. No run.
Yes, well bowled there by Nikolai Charles, using all his experience here. Now the batsman will be looking to target him now. Guess it's everything must go in no time. Hit down to long off. That's a fantastic shot there from Roach. Beating Jason Green to his right. Not having far to go, but the ball was hit that hard.
That was a lovely shot. Don't think the bowler should have given that one so much air, as he's been having the first 3 balls of the over with dots. Sorry, and a single. And just giving away a boundary there. Don't think I could blame the fielder too much.
Catch.
Caught by Williams out on the mid-wicket boundary. Wasn't a bad shot from the batsman. It was there to be hit, but missed times. Very good low catch there from Rashawn Williams. Another wicket goes into the piggy bank of the Wanderers Cricket Club. Score moving on to 110 for 4.
Good length there from Charles. Ball wasn't there for the batsman to really get under it. He just kind of spooned it there to deep mid wicket, and a good catch running in from the deep mid wicket boundary by Williams.
That was Andre Roach. Dismiss. The Empire are struggling to post a seems so far a modest total. 110 for 4.
The new batsman going out there to the middle is one Shaki Marshall. He's gone out there to join Kevin Stoke.
And there's one ball left in this over, number 17. 3 overs remaining after this. Plenty of bowling options left for Captain Craig Brathwaite.
Yes, it's gonna be interesting to see who he bowls here at the death, because that's where the game can be won or lost, and where momentum can swing.
Definitely. Especially with this many wickets in hand for the Empire team. A rather experienced team, you would say.
Yeah, I think it has a good mixture of youth and experience, well led by Justin Graves.
Obviously, the likes of Kevin Stout and Kofi Hurdle, Justin Graves, they've been playing cricket for many years. Although they're still young, mate.
Yeah, so the end of the over there from Nikolai Charles, that's the end of his 4 overs. Another
111 for 4.
Another brilliant spell there from Charles.
Nikolai Charles just completed 4 overs, 1 wicket for 30 runs.
Not a bad spell.
Just over, probably
7 runs over.
7 runs over.
Not a bad spell, knowing that he would have bowled inside the power play and then coming back there to bowl some crunch overs here near the end of the innings.
Ian Boyce also bowled his 4. He bowled 4 for 24. That's 6 over. Not bad from him again. He bowled really well. No wickets for him. Raymond Reefer, 1 over, 1 wicket, 3 runs. And he's now back into the attack from the pavilion end.
Field set.
I guess he's going to bowl 2 out of these 3.
Certainly this way you got your international players for. Looks like he's going to bowl outside, wide outside, target bowling wide outside the off stump.
And we know that he has a mixture of balls that he can bowl. Plenty of slower balls. He also has the one he rolls his finger on that grips the surface and moves away. So he'll be looking to use all the experience that he's gained over the last 3 to 4 years to try to bring a good close to the innings for his Wanderers team.
Yeah, as Marshall takes strikes now for his first ball here from Reefer. Whoa, well,
that's the ball we're talking about. That's the slow ball, just outside off stump, and he has the ability to increase his angle, because if you saw just now, he ran slightly wider in the crease and pushed the ball across the batsman, and that is something that batsmen need to get accustomed to with left arm pacers in this format of the game. We see it a lot with Cottrell. In CPL, he does that as well.
Reefers in again. Bowling to Marshall. Spoons that in the air, but I think that's going to land safe, and it does. I see it. Spoons there into the offside. That's side there ball seems to be holding a bit.
There are two small, softish spots on that end of the wicket, directly in front of the batsman, due to excessive rain this week. But the ground staff did the best that they could.
Lovely shot there by Kevin Stout there.
Fantastically.
Coming on, hitting straight with the bowler's hair. There's usually no fielders there. Get value for your shots
straight.
there.
Very, very straight, long off. Is kind of wide. Nobody was able to get there to cut it off.
As Reefer turns to come again to Stout. Another slow ball, just play there into the offside and they get a single. There's still a good over so far by Reefer. 1 ball left in the over.
Score is now 1-1-8 for 4 in the 18th over.
Refresh bowling to his field. He has a third man, a point, deep cover, short extra cover, a long off, a long on, a deep mid wicket, square leg in the circle, and short fine leg in the circle.
Another slow ball there from Reefer. Just pushed into the offside. The batsman will take one, ending the over. Taking the score now up to 119 for 4. 18 overs have gone. This is Empire at their quarterfinal game. They won the toss, deciding to bat first. Wanderers Cricket Club is the venue and the opponent. And what is turning out to be a good bowling performance here from the Wanderers team. Jair McAllister being given the 19th over to bowl.
Yes, that's
Captain
what it
Craig
looks
Brathwaite.
like. Wanderers won't want to let up here and let the score get to beyond 140. They want to keep them to under that. McAllister, no, coming from the Brough Edwards end, he would have bowled his first 2 overs from the Stephen Farmer end. Seems he's got fine leg bat, third man bat. He's got, let's say he's putting in a deep backward square. It's got a long on, and it looks like a sweeper. So that's mid wicket in the circle, point in the circle, covering the circle, and mid off. So it's probably going to be some back of length to short bowling here from McAllister.
He does hit the wicket very hard. Tall, strong young man.
Some words of encouragement here coming from the scorer. McAllister starts his runners in now.
Foolish delivery. Batsman out of his crease. A gentle throw there from fielder at extra cover.
I think he got away there with both mid wicket up in the circle and mid off. Got away there. Batsman probably wasn't expecting a full toss.
You reckon that both of these teams are evenly balanced?
I believe so.
That ball hit to short extra cover. Catch taken by the skipper Craig Brathwaite.
And Shaki Marshall goes there for 2. And that's the 5th wicket down. Empire now
119 for 4 still.
5 now.
Sorry, for 5.
Yeah, it seems that they don't have really that hitting the power rate to come down the order.
Jamal Warwick and the next batsman out. Left arm spinner. He'll be looking to do some damage today when he comes to bowl.
Yeah, but his first job here is to come and deal with these final 10 balls here with the already set batsman Kevin Stoke. They want to get as much runs as possible here for these final 10 balls. That's the 2nd wicket here today for Jair McAllister. Just McAllister is in here to work in. Inside edge there to square leg for 1. The keeper does the fielding. 9 balls after the innings. Hopefully 9 eventful balls here. Empire will be looking to get as much runs as possible, while Wanderers will be trying to minimize the runs that are scored there. I say over extra cover. Oh, a brilliant feeling there by Diego Stewart on the boundary, running around and sliding around and stopping it and getting the ball in all in one motion. 2 runs there to the batsman. Two balls left here in this penultimate over. A good over so far from McAllister. Getting some words of advice from his senior pro, Raymond Reefer. Ooh, wide outside the off stump. Stoke looking to slash that there behind point and misses it. Taken by the keeper. Good over here so far by McAllister. Only 3 runs from it. 5 balls, 1 ball left in the innings. 122 for 5. Batsman there cutting that one down to deep cover. Diego Stewart running around the boundary doing some good fielding there again. Keeping the batsman to only 1. So only 4 from that penultimate over. Brilliant over there by Jerry McAllister. Wanderers will be looking to close out the innings now here. With Raymond Refa, looks like 123 for 5. I think if we could keep this over to 10 or less, that'd be a brilliant last over. And on the whole, it'll be a brilliant inning from here from the Wanderers side. Reefer's in here to start the last over. Wide outside the all stump. Stoke just gets his bat on it, can only hit it to extra cover where there's no run as he's down there on one knee. This has been brilliant bowling by the Wanderers boys here. Reefer turns and in again. Stoke spoons that ball straight into the air. Reefer calls for it, runs and takes it. This has been brilliant bowling so far by the Wanderers boys. And Reefer just showing his experience here. I think this is his 3rd over. I think the majority of balls that he has bowled has been off cutters and changed the pace. So despite the wicket looking to be hard on top, it might just have a little moisture underneath and the ball seems to be holding up, sticking in the wicket. So the batsman crossed the work hands on straight. Let's say the new batsman is Siobhan Brooks. If returns and out to bowl the 3rd ball here in the final over to Warrican. Oh, Warrican swings and misses straight through the keeper. This is a brilliant over here from Reefer. Can hear the fans from here. They sound a little agitated. They want something to happen. They want to see a boundary. But Reefer's making sure that doesn't happen here. Showing us his experience and class. Reefer in again. Bowls to Warrican. Sharp ball. Warrican swings and misses again. 1 for the over. Reefer there bowling a seam at delivery. Empire have not really been able to get away in these 20 overs. Wanderers have both their plans. Very well led by skipper Craig Brathwaite. Did a job at the top with a new ball. And here being finished here by teammate Raymond Reefer. He's in again. Another off-speed delivery. Ball to Warrican. Williams underneath it and takes it. This is quality bowling here from Reefer. 5 balls, 3 dots and 2 wickets. No runs scored in this final over. The momentum looks to be all be with the Wanderers side here. Looks like the new batsman going out to bat here now is Jarian Hoyt with 1 ball left in the innings. It's been fantastic stuff here by the Wanderers lads. They'll be very happy with their performance so far. I think their score is very much under par. I won't say back to their capability. They should have no problem in chasing this down, but it's quarterfinal game, scoreboard pressure, who knows what can happen once wickets start to fall. In another dot ball. Oh no, and would you believe it? A runner at the non-striker's end. So that is a triple wicket made in there from Raymond Reefer to end the innings. Have you ever seen that before in cricket? Final of a triple wicket maiden. quality stuff there by Raymond Rifa, and good work there by the wicketkeeper Sylvester Moore being able to get the ball down to the bowler, and Raymond Rifa being able to affect the run out. So it was Siobhan Brooks' run out there off the last ball for 0, facing 1 ball. So I think the score ends there on 120. 124 for 8 from 20 overs there. Brilliant work there from the Wanderers boys to restrict and put it under 130. So now it'll be up to the Wanderers guys now to, after their little huddle there with the captain Craig Brathwaite, now to come and do the next half of the job with the bat. Still got another 20 overs to get the job done. So they're taking a quick break and we'll be back. Right back. Right back. So yeah, we'll just be taking a quick break here and we'll be right back after the break.
Darrell's Road, the sun blazing, grass, luscious green. It's a highly anticipated encounter, quarterfinals of this BCA T20 Cup. If we've got a go on our hands, Anthony Merritt, Empire, going up against the Wanderers Cricket Club. Wanderers at home. First delivery. Anthony, good afternoon to you. You would have seen the first innings. This is Nikhil Uttam Chandani, fresh into the commentary box alongside the stalwart in terms of Wanderers cricket, the intermediate captain himself, Anthony Merritt. Anthony, how are you today, man?
I'm good, thanks. I'm good, thanks. What about yourself? It's good to see you here at the club.
Yeah, it's great to be here. Thanks to some inclement weather yesterday as the first runs come off the bat to Craig Brathwaite. Now talk about this opening pair, Anthony. Shane Mosley, Craig Brathwaite. They're going to definitely pack a punch.
Most definitely. Probably one of the best opening pairs here in Barbados. And when these two get together, usually it's runs. Obviously, 124, I think it is to get here in these 20 overs. I don't think it'll be an easy task, but I think once the Wanderers boys back deep, there's no reason why they shouldn't get these runs here.
Yes, they have a very deep batting lineup, Anthony. And, of course, Shane Mosley recovering from an injury, coming back into the mix today. And it was a really good bowling performance by Wanderers in what seems to be good batting conditions to reduce the likes of Empire, who have done well with the bat, the likes of Justin Graves, Kevin Stout, Cheyenne Brathwaite as well, to just restrict them to 123. It's impressive.
Yes, here we see Shaquem Marshall starting here from the Prof. Edwards end.
I'm going to ask you about Shaqe because I know you've played some cricket with him, Anthony, at Combermere, where you would have went to school. In terms of bowling, especially in power plays, how effective is he?
He's very effective. Lets the ball wicket to wicket and arm the ball. Not really a big spinner of the ball, just lets the ball wicket to wicket and ball very tight. He usually does a very good job of that, as he did for Combermere, and now he's doing it here for Empire.
Well, he's banging the ball into the pitch. They're scampering through. Excellent running by these two, and that's going to be crucial. If you know, these low scores, you can't play around with them. You can't get yourself bogged down. And obviously, experienced campaigners like a Craig Brathwaite and a Shane Mosley, who's played for Barbados for a number of years now, will know that. And in terms of the batting to come, definitely a lot of batting in terms of the likes of Rashawn Primus. We've got Ray Marifa, Jason Grassman Green, of course, and Rashawn Williams, who's shown glimpses through this tournament as well.
I agree. Singles are very important here in this cricket. If you can get those singles in between getting the boundaries, then that's fantastic.
Just a bit of mind games there from March. He's a very tricky bowler, and he'll know the importance of picking up an early wicket for his side, Empire. These two batsmen, they've had countless partnerships, and it really shows the versatility that Wanderers display in terms of, you know, being able to have someone like a Jason Green not opening the batting today, but is capable. And that's an excellent shot. Great start. It was a good over by Shaquem Marshall, but probably a bit too predictable there. Banging the ball into the surface. Craig Brathwaite on top of the bounce, cuts through the covers.
I think that one there was just short and wide there. Neck there was probably a little shorter than the previous 5 balls that he was bowled there. And the class high like Craig Brathwaite there is not going to miss out.
End of the first over. Extremely disappointed to look on my phone, Anthony, and see Arsenal down 1-0 and it's full time. I really expected 3 points from that one. Arteta, you know, but I know you're a football enthusiast, but we'll get into that at some point. Cheyenne Brathwaite with the ball in hand, of course. He'll be having a word with his teammate. Edmund, it seems, is going to be bowling from the other end.
Yeah, Jaden Edmund.
Shane Mosley, how important just being selected for in the reserve side to go to New Zealand. How important will it be for him to get some runs?
I think it would be pretty important for him. He'll obviously not playing some cricket for a while, recovering from an injury. Want to get some runs under his belt, and I guess he'll be using this opportunity. Obviously, going away to play Test cricket, but playing cricket is cricket, and runs on your belt, there's nothing wrong with that. Getting some time at the crease.
Good to see the use of two young, exciting talents with Shaquem Marshall and now Jaden Edmund from this end. I like the look of him. We're going to see how he fares against two well-established batsmen. It'll be a good test for him.
Certainly. Edmund here runs in to start his first over.
I like that. in terms of the length, where do you think is the optimum length you need to be bowling at the likes of a Shane Mosley and a Craig Brathwaite?
At Mosley, I think he's pretty strong, square the wicket. So I think you'll probably want to keep him as tight as possible. Craig is very strong to the leg side, so I'll probably let to bowl him tight on top of off stump. But if you do get wide outside Craig's off stump, he will score. So I think it's a case where Empire have to be very tight with their line and length towards both batsmen.
Timed that well. And good piece of work at the boundary there. So they scamper through for the second. But I think Empire have been impressive in the field so far, Anthony, and I'm sure Captain Justin Graves will want to get the full maximum potential out of his fielders because he knows this is do or die.
Yeah, when you're defending a score like 124, you gotta find a way to get some half chances and turn them into chances, whether it be with a runner or somebody taking a fantastic catch. Those things are very important when it comes to defending a low total.
Oh, I think he's got a piece of bat on that. And just wide of the wicketkeeper. So it's going to race into the boundary for 4, Anthony. And those are welcome runs for Wanderers. It's been not probably the most comfortable start, but the important thing is these two are still there.
Yeah, I don't think they've come under any pressure so far yet. I think that's 12 with 9 balls bowled. So they're probably just above the rate there. It's a case where as long as they're not being bobbed down, I think they should be all right.
The required rate, just 6.05. So honestly, if these two can bat the power play, Anthony, and Wanderers are somewhere in the region of 40 without loss, you would think with the firepower that they have to come, they can definitely get over the line. But cricket is a funny game. Jaden Edmund, he'll be looking to pick up his first strike of this game.
Good length there, taken by the keeper.
Anthony, what about a packed house we've had today? I mean, I turned up at the ground at the halfway point. I was so shocked I could not get a parking.
Yeah, Empire traveled in their numbers, and their fans love to watch them play, so there wasn't no doubt that here was going to have some fans today. Good length there by Edmund.
Credit to Bell Imagery, of course, for putting on this excellent production. I always love when I get that call to be part of this, in-demand commentary team. The likes of yourself. I heard Adam Brown, who I worked alongside with for a long time. Christian Best as well. Very versatile. He's on the camera right now, doing an excellent job with that moving cam. And I can tell you, Anthony, it's very challenging. I've tried it a number of times.
Well, at least you know we're good at, buddy. We're good at.
Now, Edmund is just straight a bit down the leg side. That's the 3rd delivery in that region. He's fallen away, as indicated by Adam Brown. And of course, Adam has done so much coaching over the years, able to have a fine eye, an eagle eye, as I like to call it, for these things. Hasn't he coached you as well, Anthony?
Yeah, he would have coached me a bit when I would have been in the junior program.
And straying once again, and again, just over the fielder's head. Another boundary to Mosley.
Yeah, it's a good start here for Wanderers. I think that's 17 in total. They're above the run rate, which is important here. You don't wanna play with these low scores. The wickets seem to be playing a bit up and down in the first innings. Some seem to be coming through, and some seem to be holding up. So it's important that Shane Mosley and Craig Brathwaite make the most of these power play overs here. I guess with that over there, especially with defending a small total, Captain Justin Graves may be looking to bring somebody else here into the attack.
Well, it seems he's sticking with the Shaqain Marshall. And, of course, they've got the likes of a Kamari Boyce to still bowl, Kevin Stout as well. They've got a lot of bowling, this is Empire's side. And they would have probably felt they were probably 15 to 20 runs short, after having a decent start. It's Marshall, though. And that's well bowled to the likes of a Craig Brathwaite. How do you contain a batsman with the magnitude of a Craig Brathwaite? Of course, the West Indies Test opener has done it for so long. He comes really dominates with both ball and bat this level. How you contain him if you're a bowler, Anthony?
Well, I think you just got to look to execute your plans. Obviously, the batsman's going to have his, but if you do yours, then there's nothing much that you can do.
And that will not be Marshall's plan. A no ball signal by the umpire. It goes from bad to worse. Put away. That's really a freebie for the likes of a Craig Brathwaite.
Yeah, Marshall here not bowling to his field. He's got a 6-3 field with the offside pat, with the cover region pat. So it looks to be like bowling some cuts, and he bowls a half tracker there, which Craig Brathwaite pulls to the deep back with square boundaries for 4. Along with it being a no ball now, so Brathwaite will have a free hit here.
And of course, you cannot change the field. Batsman did not switch ends. So you look at it in terms of the offside. Craig Brathwaite will be targeting there. All the guys on the offside are in the circle.
Yes, Craig seems to be in his stance as the bowler is approaching, stepping to off stump so that he could probably get him into the leg side, which is a good play here with the field that Marshall has set.
A young Marshall. A lot probably going through his mind. Can't really capitalize. Good fielding down there at the boundary, so just a single. But in terms of Marshall, how many overs, if you're captain Justin Graves, do you give Marshall? Do you bowl him straight through the power play, or you bring on someone else if he can't penetrate?
Well, the way how it looks with if Wanderers they're above the run rate now, I think they're scoring at near 8 runs over. I think you're gonna have to
10 runs and over actually.
You're gonna have to look some changes and probably look to get experience. Jamal Ward can't hear into the attack, and Barbados probably player Kamari Boyce into the attack too to see if you can get some wickets here, because the only way you're gonna win this game here is if you take wickets at regular intervals.
Of course, Empire being a team that a good direct hit there from the field at that point. But remember, that's Kofi Hurdle. Empire usually a team that travels with a lot of spin. You've got Shaq Marshall at the top of the order, at the top of the inning. Sorry, you've got Jamel Warwick, as you mentioned, West Indies Test left-hand bowler, and you've also got Kamari Boyce playing for the same club as well. And then, of course, when Roston Chase is available for Empire, he bowls his off spin. So they've already got a lot of spin options. We'll have to see if it can work. Just put into the.
You also have Siobhan Brooks. So
exactly, Siobhan Brooks.
Leg breaks as well. But I think two batsmen here are doing a good job so far. They're putting in pressure, Empire guys under some pressure.
In terms of what you've seen from the surface, you think this surface allows Empire and Captain Justin Graves to extract as much from the spinners?
Yeah. Looking back at the Wanderers innings, I think they would have bowled 11 or 10 overs of spin. Or wait, no, it could have been more. I think they would have bowled like something like 14 overs of spin. So that seems to be the way to go on this wicket. Talking to the guys after the halfway mark in it, they said the wicket was playing a bit up and down, and some balls were stopping. And I think Craig Brathwaite used his spinners pretty well there, him bowling at the top, and then along with Nikolai Charles, and then Boyce and Williams bowling in the middle.
14 overs of spin employed by Wanderers. Looking for 2, sent back. Can't afford any run out. Yeah, good piece of fielding there.
Yes, certainly. That's going to be very important if Empire are going to stay in this game here fielding.
Now, we spoke about the influence of the spinners, Anthony, but what I want to point out as well, 5 wickets between Jair McAllister, who I think has shown some excellent strides in this tournament in terms of his development, as well as Raymond Rifa, the veteran, coming back, playing for his side, his home side club, Wanderers, picking up 3 wickets for just 11 runs. How valuable were they, after the pressure was built, then to come and take the wickets, go for the kill?
Yeah, Raymond really showed his class there, especially at the death bowler triple wicket meter, in which you don't really see in this cricket, as Craig Brathwaite plays that ball there behind square. It looks like for another boundary here. So Wanderers here on the go here without playing any rash shots so far.
Exquisite timing, and that's what you would expect from somebody of caliber of a Craig Brathwaite. The score now, 31 without loss in 3 overs, so it's really been a hot start for Wanderers, and exactly what you want if you're coach Ricky Clark.
Yes, sir. Empire would have probably been banking on their bowling, and that has been their strong point so far for the season. Obviously, to get here, they would have defended, I think it was 70 in a 60 over game against Carlton in a must-win game for them. And then when they played Wildy earlier on in the season, that game went to a super over. So it's to see what Captain Justin Graves is going to do now. It seems now that he's bringing Kevin Stout into the attack.
Stout probably, trying to move the ball probably away from the bat of Shane Mosley and get some movement, some lateral movement here, but I'm not sure how much he can extract. Of course, we just mentioned the impact of the seamers, and Empire, they've got a lot of bowling. I just wonder if maybe from the other end, the Prof Edwards end, if maybe they'll throw the ball to someone with the likes of and the experience of a Jamal Warrican, who's been come up for them so many times in the past.
The only way, as I said earlier in the queue, the only way they're going to win this game here is if they take a wicket. So I think Justin Graves now is going to have to go to all his trump cards, which is be Stoke, Warrican, and Boyce. That's the only way they're going to win this game here if they take wickets. And I think this is a good move here, bringing Stoke into the attack. Because I think he'll bowl something similar to what Raymond Rufa bowled, a lot of cutters into the wicket and taking pace off of the ball.
Oh, good start. Edge. No slip in place. 4 more to Shane Mosley. It's been an edgy start, but he's gotten the runs to his name and an important boundary in this run chase.
I wonder our header rate there, and Mosley just there looking probably to punch that ball into the offside and gets a single. They're on top. They're on top of the bowling here.
Good conditions for cricket after some inclement weather this week. Were you ever in any doubt, Anthony, that we wouldn't have got play?
Yeah, obviously the groundsman did a fantastic job there. Adam Brown and the groundsman Ernest cutting the grass and rolling the wicket, make sure that out here looks fantastic for play. We see some few changes happening here as Stoke lets the ball again.
Anthony Merritt, the Wanderers intermediate captain, and that's a better length in terms of Stoke, keeping him quiet. But Anthony, I don't know how long the producer will have us here. I want to engage you on your intermediate season, the first year at the helm. In terms of the captaincy, how was that for you? How was the experience? And after looking back on it now in hindsight, are you disappointed? Are you happy, satisfied with how far the boys have come?
Obviously, the season didn't go the way that we would have liked. Obviously, not winning as much games as we would have liked and progressing through to the quarterfinals, getting further down into the tournament. But that's how cricket goes. And I think with the fact that we weren't going to be playing the usual format that we play and that turned into a T20 format, the guys had to adjust a lot, playing in color clothing now, playing with a white ball. But I think the guys showed their skills well. Obviously, we didn't win as much games as we wanted to, but everybody played their part. Everybody had a part to play, and hopefully, come next season, we'll be able to win some more games in whatever format I play. Me personally, as captain, I like captaining the team. Hopefully, we'll get to do it again, and we can build on what we started, and next season we can go on to win some more games and compete.
Oh, under edge. The cricket goes smiling on Mosley as it's a quick outfield and it's going to go into the boundary as well. Shane Mosley is not the ideal start, but sometimes in cricket, Anthony, that's how it goes. And he picks up yet another boundary to his name. He now is into the 20s.
Yeah, Mosley here riding his luck. Obviously, it will be his first innings here in a while, and I'm sure he'll be taking the runs no matter how they come.
Yes, he had a finger injury, which put him out of the reckoning for a couple series, but the fact that Wanderers could add someone of his talent and skill, a West Indies test player really soon to come as this one, oh yeah, stabbed. Fast outfield, but it won't get there, and good running by these two. The confidence that this will, this sort of things for him after coming back in is really great to see, and especially with the big tour coming up for him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As I said, time in the middle. As I said, time in the middle is important. No matter the form, you want to get some time in the middle, bat some balls, and get some scores on the belt. That's the only way you're going to get better.
Yes, after 4 overs, it's 39 without loss. 41 after those 2 went in. So
Wanderers very much ahead of the rate here.
And right on cue, Anthony, Jamal Warrican into the attack.
Yeah, Justin Gray's got to roll the dice here. He's got to get some wickets. He's got to find a way to take some, or else this game will be done by the 15th over.
And remember, good afternoon, especially to all of you that may not be able to make your way to the ground, but are able to follow it. Compliments of Bell Imagery and the Wanderers Cricket Club. Guys like Jamal Lane, has been doing this for a long time. Really excellent work. You have to credit in this era. First delivery by Warrican, but in these tough times, Anthony, with everything surrounding the world in terms of COVID-19, to get streaming underway. Fantastic.
Yeah, I think got to give credit to Gary Bell and, as you said, Jamar Lane for the fantastic job that they're doing. Because to stream this cricket, not just here locally, but regionally all over the world, would be fantastic for people to see the local talent that we have here on offer. Because you never know who's watching.
Very good point. Don't have to run those.
That's a brilliant shot there from Shane Mosley. Beat it, get it in the between point and short third man and getting 4.
So, interestingly enough, the approach to Warwick, they want to see him, but if you get a gift like that, you're going to be put away 10 times out of 10 from a batsman with the quality of Shane Mosley. How will Warwick rebound? Oh, that's big. That is huge. It sails out of the ground. Shane Mosley now beginning to open up. He was in cricket for a while, but he's back.
Yeah, Shane Mosley here is really showing his class here. You wouldn't expect that he's been out of the game for a couple months or so. The way how he's batting here, they're really taking it to the Empire bowlers here, putting them under some serious pressure. I'm sure the Empire guys would have been backing their bowlers to come and take this game as deep as possible.
And you know, Anthony, many people see someone of like Shane Mosley, and they say he's really a test batsman, and they have to remember that this guy has got 1-day hundreds to his name. I saw him here in 2018 against Yorkshire, thrashing display of bowling, batting to the bowling in that innings, that 118 he scored against Yorkshire. He's really an explosive batsman. What he likes to do is get himself in, and then he goes for it. So his work will be cut out for him. Wanderers now well over the 50 mark, and this is an excellent start.
Yeah, they're well ahead of the rate here, so they can just take it around. Don't have to take any big chances. Just as Mosley's done there, just turn the ball.
That's excellent batting. You hit a 6, and then you rotate the strike and even get back for 2. So they keep the scorecard ticking. Anthony, the rate now over 11 runs per over. Only 4 and a bit required for victory. And if you're coach Ricky Clark, you have to be smiling right now.
Yes, certainly they're doing a fantastic job here. Mosley taking it here to the Empire bowling.
So Justin Graves, he's brought on his strike bowling. Jamal Warwick, that plan hasn't worked. Where does he turn now? You've got Kevin Stubb, who's bowled 1, and let's not forget the likes of Kamari. I don't know on this pitch if the spin, Wanderers did well, but I just have to wonder about someone tossing the ball up if they will be effective.
I think the lengths that the Empire spinners have bowled so far have not been ideal for this wicket. Looking at the lengths that Boyce, Brathwaite, Charles, and Williams would have bowled, it was just back there on a full length, but the batsmen weren't able to get underneath the bowling at all. But we've seen the bowlers being able to do that.
We touched on some football before as Kamari Boyce, not by any surprise, is into the attack. Newcastle United have scored in the early minutes against Anthony Merritt's Manchester United. Christian Best has a glum look on his face. No one understands what's happening. It's only at the wheel as this all cut away. Don't even run, Craig Brathwaite. Beautiful shot. Past the man at point. What a start to Kamari Boyce is over. And as mentioned before, the left incorrect.
Yeah, I don't know what's happened to the Empire guys, but I'm pretty sure this is not what Justin Graves would have talked about before, at the break before they came out. They came out to field here. They're making it pretty easy for the Wanderers boys.
Oh yes, over mid-off, up in the circle. Craig Brathwaite uses that to its full advantage. Another boundary to his name, and the only person not sitting is Anthony Merritt.
Come on, man. Trying to stay impartial in the booth. Get me. But obviously, yes. The guys showing their class here. Using the power play, getting as much runs as possible, so I make it easy for them out of the power play.
This is a cricket stream, but I'm just really curious to find out the thoughts of Anthony Mayer, what's going on at his football club, because they just seem to have no answers. His voice has just dropped since I brought that news.
Obviously, the board haven't done what they should have. They made the signing that we probably needed. And in terms of selling players, and it's making the manager look bad. So, but at the same time, the players still have to go out there and play well.
Well, in terms of bat at Darrell's Road, this one could be over in a hurry. You've got so much firepower, to come. And, of course, the openers doing exactly what Wanderers would have required. Getting off to a good start. I mentioned batting the full power play, these two. And they're 2 balls away from that first landmark, as they put it down to Kamari Boyce. He's definitely improved as the over progressed. And there he is again. I like that in terms of encouraging the batsman to play, making him play, bowling full. Is that, being a spinner yourself, is that the optimum line and length that you aim for? Being up in the batsman, force him to play each time?
Me personally, I don't. You don't want to get hit. You don't want to get hit with 6, obviously. But I think that the umpire spinners have either been too short or too full. They haven't hit that in between length well. Both Brathwaite and Mosey have been shown to be able to get underneath the ball and hit the ball over the top.
It's a dream start for the Wanderers Cricket Club after the power play. At the end of the first 6 overs, they're 63 without loss in pursuit of that 124 needed to go into the semi-final. It's very interesting who they will play. I know, hearing the news from the other grounds, Spartan were doing very well. The likes of Gladiola, UEA as well. So it'll be very interesting to see who Wanderers play next. And let's, of course, not write off Empire in any way here, because it's a long game of cricket. And Wanderers still require some 60 runs if they're to get victory, 61 runs.
Obviously, Wanderers are ahead of the rate, but it should really be a canter from here. 61 from 14 overs with 10 wickets in hand. This should be a pretty easy job for the Wanderers batsmen here, and I'm sure that Craig Brathwaite and Shane Mosley will not want to leave it for anybody else to do.
Change in ends for Kevin Stout. What is the thinking behind that one?
Stout here to start.
Oh, just gets a hand on it, but I don't think he got enough. It's another boundary. That's not good bowling from Kevin Stout. I asked you before the ball, Anthony. He's got to change. And then why do you think that is?
Don't think working out would have started as well as captain Justin Graves with a light, so he's going back to experienced campaigner here, and Kevin Stout hoping for a wicket. And that's not the start there that he would have wanted.
Raymond Rifa potted up here, the stalwart of this Wanderers side, and he's asking about overs, but I don't think that he's going to need to go out there and bat today. These two look pretty comfortable. I think he is slated to go in at 3. We'll have to wait and see. But of course, we've got the likes of a Jason, Grassman, Green, but he looks very relaxed there, Anthony.
Yeah, the guys seem to be very relaxed here in the dressing room. No pressure on them at all, with Craig Brathwaite and Shane Mosley dealing with the business out here.
Interesting new dressing room for our Wanderers this season. Their balcony, I think that's due to the COVID-19 protocols. Can't have guys too close together.
Yeah, giving the dressing room upstairs, just decided that the home team to be upstairs.
Really a great view to watch cricket though from this balcony.
It certainly is. You can see everything from up here.
There you have them. All of them look very relaxed. They're laughing, smiling, and why wouldn't they be? They're on top here with their 2 opening batsmen. Really an excellent start, great partnership, and they'll feel the ball is in their court.
Yes, that would be the plan there, to get home without loss.
Oh, punching this one nicely, but good piece of work on the boundary. I don't think it went for 4. We'll have to check that one with the third umpire.
Good work there by the fielder, running around from deep point to deep cover. The wicket seems to be playing a lot better now. The ball seems to be coming on a lot better. So it seems to be a blessing in disguise that Wanderers are put to field first.
Of course, as you mentioned, Empire winning the toss. electing to bat first. Did that decision surprise you with all the rain around, in the week? We had some rain yesterday evening. Would that have surprised you in any way?
No, because talking to Captain Craig Brathwaite, I think he would have batted first as well. But I just think that his bowlers executed extremely well, and the Empire bowlers certainly have not.
Yes, I definitely think that's true. Execution is very important, and you really see it's not really the pitch here, because you have a side making 123 for the loss of 8, and another side being 70 with a loss at the end of 7 overs. They're going nicely, Wonders.
Yeah, sure. The two batsmen here stamping their authority. Obviously, Brathwaite and Modi showing all their experience and class here as Wonders are taking over and getting these runs here and carrying it as deep as possible.
Anthony, I'm not sure when the scheduled West Indies players are supposed to leave Barbados to go to New Zealand, but I would assume that would have a huge impact if it is before the end of this tournament to go to that New Zealand tour, because you've got Shane Mosley, Craig Brathwaite, and of course Raymond Reefer, who is all supposed to leave with that West Indies unit to go to New Zealand.
Yes, that obviously that will play a big part, but we still have the likes of Jonathan Drakes to come back in and Kurt Edwards, who have both recently been playing regional cricket. So obviously we'll lose some international players, but in place them with some regional players there. And I think that they will be able to do the job as well.
And the towering figure of Rashawn Williams stands in front of us, Anthony. Tell me about Rashawn Williams, because he's somebody that you've played a lot of youth cricket with. But to see his development, at first last season, he was dominant with the ball. 40 wickets to his name in the elite 3-day format. But this year, I've loved how the coaching staff and captain of Wonders have used Rashawn Williams with the bat. Really, that power punch for them at the top of the order. How have you liked it, in terms of his influence on the entire side?
Yeah, I think the last game would have been the only game that Rashawn would have opened the batting, as he would have gotten a chance to open it, and he would have gotten a score.
35, yeah.
But in the team right now, he's being used more as a spinner. I know he'd obviously like to get some more chances to bat, but when he gets the opportunity, when guys aren't here, you have to take it. Along with that, he's been bowling very, very well, and he's got to just keep doing that, because you never know, if he keeps taking wickets, the runs will come.
Jarian Hoyt, the new bowler, into the attack, and I actually spoke to him during the COVID period, Hoyt, and he's really determined to get back, into the thick of things and recover from his injuries that he would have suffered. In terms of Jarian, very, determined and driven young man. You like what you see in terms of the paces that he bowls, the lengths he hits?
Yeah, this could be a pretty good wicket here for him. He's somebody that uses his change of pace well. So hopefully he can use that here and get Empire back into the game.
They've ran extremely well between the wickets of these two. Shane Mosley, he brings that intensity always, to an innings, and he complements Craig Brathwaite well. Anthony, talk to me about the openers for Wonders, because you just mentioned Rashawn Williams. You've got Jason Grassman Green, and of course these 4 openers, all versatile, and they can bat in other positions. Is that a big advantage for you and your side?
Yes, I think so. Looking at it, not everybody can open. Only 2 men can open. So if the West Indies opening here and Shane Mosley, Barbados Pride, opening batsmen are here, they're gonna take first knock. So it just means that the other 2 guys in Jason Green and Rashawn Williams just have to make do and just try and score some runs in the middle order, because it's not every day that the guys at the top are gonna fire.
Very true. I'm eager to find out some scores from the other grounds, because of course a lot hinges on this week's quarterfinal. Will they get in 108 in their 20 overs?
Wow.
Oh, nicely played into the covers. 108. They'll be pretty disappointed with that after some starts all by their top 3, Shane Parris, Zach McCasty, and Craig St. Hill. But you have to credit the bowling of Sajikor Yui.
Yeah, obviously, Yui would have been strengthened by getting the players back from the CPL. Is Carlos still playing for Carlos?
No, Carlos Brathwaite actually he's made his return back to England. Okay. So that's a big loss for them, as well as Shaquem Clark, your good friend. He's injured. He got injured last weekend, and he's not playing for Wildy, so they won't have that surge with the ball.
Yeah, he told me yesterday that he's got a bit of a calf strain. Got hit in his knee, and with that being hurt, man, it put more pressure on the calf, and his calf he got a calf strain now, so he wouldn't be playing today. Obviously, that's a huge miss there for the Wildy side.
It sort of died down things in terms of the field, in terms of the body language of Empire. Come back to that after this ball. These two do extremely well to rotate the strike. I think that's what would have been important with these two. They would have just wanted to bat as long as possible to kill off any real hope that Empire had in their minds, thinking they could get early wickets. How well have they done that?
They've done that very well. They've scoring very quickly, and I think that was key. It would have been, it's alright to say just bat, but if they were batting and not scoring any runs and allowing the bowler just to create pressure and build dots, that would have put pressure on the other guys to come and bat next, because they would have to come on and score straight away.
We've got about 500 people in attendance here at Dowers Road. Credit to the BCA for allowing the cricket to play at the club grounds. They deserve it, really. Fans to come out. They want to. I don't think they're going to get it. Cheyenne Brathwaite is pretty quick there at the middle boundary. That rounds out what is the 8th over, Anthony. What a start by Wanderers. There's 75 outlaws.
Yeah, obviously they've taken their foot off the gas a bit, just looking to rotate the strike. No rush to get these runs here. They're well ahead of the rate. Just got to knock it around, get into the gaps. Obviously, get the bad ball, which they've been putting away so far. Just keeping things simple, and as I said, they'll win this game at a canter.
Well, barring any miracles by the bowling of Empire, they'll feel like this is a subpar performance by them, because they would have expected, to win the toss. You always want to put a good score on the board. I don't think 123 was enough, and then not be able to follow it up, as you said, with the ball.
Yeah, as I said, 123 was always below par on this ground. Even if the wicket wasn't the best to bat on, you still want to look for at least a 140 score. So that means that Empire were 17 runs there short of that, and they didn't come in here and start very well with the ball either.
Boys, I just find, you can tell me, correct me if I'm wrong, Anthony, have the Empire bowlers bowled a bit too short, especially the spinners?
Yes, I tend to agree there, Nikhil. They've been a tad too short.
Kamari Boyce, he'll want a scalp to his name. So Boyce, left arm around the wicket. Just a bit of a quiet period for the Wanderers batsmen. They've done the hard work, get themselves in, put on an excellent partnership, and I think, barring, as I said before, barring any miracles, Wanderers will go on all the way. This is better bowling by Kamari Boyce. I'm joined now by a man that's made it happen in terms of conditions and probably even in terms of the team. He's played cricket himself. When he hasn't played, he's done extremely well in terms of at the grounds here at Wanderers. He's committed. Oh, that's a nice shot.
That's a lovely shot.
To the vacant area. There was a fielder there, but he had no chance. And Shane Mosley, he's been in some impeccable touch today. And it's gone all the way for 6. Wanderers edge closer. Adam, what a display by Wanderers so far.
Fantastic. The guys have made their plans and they're executing them. And that is what good teams do in T20 cricket.
Turning up today, Adam, how are conditions? Had a lot of inclement weather yesterday. I know you deal heavily with the ground and getting it prepared.
I was here most of the morning yesterday. I probably left there around 12. And then I came back in the evening. And then I was here this morning from just after 6. And I'm still here. It was a marathon run, but we got it done.
Floyd Rifa there in attendance, of course, campaigning very soon, Adam, for
his by-election.
Yes, his big by-election.
That's St. George North seat.
Will you be voting, Adam?
I live in Christchurch.
Oh, okay.
I live in Christchurch. I don't usually get involved in politics. I never have been. Never voted. Never seen a need to. Maybe one day.
I was actually a bit surprised to see him here, because obviously you're playing at their home territory against Willie.
Correct. Yeah. He's probably traveling, around to all the grounds. I think that maybe the BLP and all the other parties involved would be using the game time, because they would have lots of spectators interested, to further promote their message outside of the debate stage and rallies and all the other stuff they have going on.
But this has been a definite improvement by Kamara. Adam, you're a spinner yourself. How have the spinners fared here today after 9 overs, score now being 83 without loss? Empire spinners, how would you rate their performance thus far?
I don't think they've used the surface to their advantage because not in terms of turn. It's a very hard wicket. I think that they haven't done enough variations in terms of a faster ball, pull back the length, and that kind of pushing and pulling. I don't think they've used that to their advantage today. That's my opinion. That's their downfall today, as far as the spinners are concerned.
And what about that performance of Wonders with the ball to restrict a team that wins the toss, bats first, just to 123, and then followed up with a bat?
If I was... Lovely shot there, guided all the way wide of third man. That goes all the way into the boundary for 4. Fantastic shot there from Mosley. He was his bat. He reached 50. Fantastic. And I'm adamant that Wonders will knock these runs off without loss today. There's no reason to lose a wicket here whatsoever. The run rate, a mediocre one run a ball, 6 or over. You don't even need to hit a boundary to win the game.
Let's talk a bit about Shane Mosley. He got injured a couple of series ago at the WMC game. He now comes ahead of a cutted New Zealand tour where he's a test reserve.
Which is a mistake in my opinion.
But he gets
in terms
50,
of the selection panel.
50 to his name in 35 deliveries, 6 boundaries.
It's fantastic.
How great of a player is he becoming, and the maturity that you've seen of him over the years?
It has grown at an alarming rate. He's like a sponge. He listens and he soaks up information and he puts it to use. So that is the making of a good batsman. And
one of the hardest workers I've ever seen.
Yeah, and he's actually not bowling anymore. So he needs to score heavily all the time to maintain a play as an only batsman in the team. Where most teams nowadays, have 7, 8 hours. So kudos to him. I mean, his career, as long as he keeps scoring, his career will be long. He'll have the wear and tear on his body. So hats off to him. I wish him all the best. He's a nice guy. Me and him have plenty of conversations, and he's a decent guy.
The running between the wickets by these two has been stellar.
Absolutely perfect, without a fault. And that, for me, to see 2 young men at the top of the order, not trying to knock the stitching out of the ball, is fantastic. You put away the bad balls, or when the ball is in your sweet spot, and apart from that, you don't allow the dot balls to mount up. You rotate the strike all the time, and it's that easy.
That's a solid point you made, Adam, because it's something that people think they send hitters at the top of the order. These two have shown that you can pierce gaps, run well between the wickets, and still get the good scores like a 50 in a power play. And I must credit Craig Brathwaite as well. Craig Brathwaite, as that one beats just be a single, but Craig Brathwaite has done it well with both bat, ball, and captaincy for Wonders right through this tournament.
Absolutely, and he's a man of deep thought, and he's always in the zone. That's what I like about Craig, and he plays within himself. He doesn't try to do anything fancy and these outrageous cricket shots that some guys like to play. He's not flamboyant by any stretch of the imagination, but he's effective, and that is what you need.
Solid. But what I also like about Craig Brathwaite, what you see from a lot of our West Indies players, when they come back home, you expect them to dominate this level, and Craig Brathwaite does with both ball and bat. I say it countless times. The bowling, how valuable is his bowling at the top of the innings with the ball, that new ball, bowling his off breaks, picks up a lot of wickets and keeps things very tight.
I think he used the surface really well today, and the Empire, as I was making the contrast earlier, he's a perfect example of using the surface. And earlier on in Charles's early overs in the power play, he did it as well. But when he came back, he didn't use it as much. But yeah, using the surface, especially the way he bowls, it's not a lot of turn, so he needs to extract what he can from the surface of the way, pushing and pulling, if you would call it.
Well, this is not the Seat Tires timeout because we're not at the IPL, but this is the Darrell's Road strategic timeout that the umpires have called on for our drink spirit. So a lot of time to, well, I don't know how much you could really strategize with the score now being 90 without loss in 10 overs. Wanderers just require 34 more. Where for Empire do you think it went wrong today?
I think that they never got going with their batting. I think after the loss of the early wicket in the second over, I think that what they needed to do was consolidate and basically do what they're doing now, and they never did it. They had a lot of dot balls, good bowling, of course, by Wanderers, but they never tried to build a platform. They always had wickets in hand coming down to the end of the innings, and they were never able to launch the ends. I think that was their biggest letdown today.
But they got scores from Justin Graves, Kevin Stout. He top scored for them with
Justin
39.
Graves played a really nice innings, really good. But again, if he's the only man playing the innings and nobody is batting around him, then his innings basically is dead.
Kofi Hurdle, he also got 27, and then Andrew Roach 20. But the key thing there is they all got starts, but no one able to kick
The
on.
two of those guys needed to carry on if they wanted to give Empire a really good score. Kofi Hurdle is a very good batsman, lovely stroker of the ball. Him and Kevin Stout and the same Justin Graves. I think Justin Graves got out really soft after putting in that good effort at the top of the order. But it's those moments that you as a team need to grab if you're going to be successful at T20 cricket.
How great would this be for both batsmen at the crease? A big tour ahead in terms of, because let's not forget, Shane Mosley might be in the reserves, but there is A-team cricket being played, so he is going to play cricket.
Absolutely.
So how important is it, and I think that's why he came to play some cricket, because he knew the importance of getting back in the nick of things.
Absolutely. And he's been training, obviously, for the tour, but it's important that you get cricket played. Playing in the middle is much different to practice. So you need to use what you have at practice and make sure it works.
I hope my director can put something in place that I can have a chat with Shane Mosley at the end of today's play, because I think he's definitely merited himself, an interview, and I think I would love to hear his thoughts going into that tour of New Zealand that we speak about.
I think you should interview both of them.
Oh, of course, I would love. I could do it. I would interview the whole team, but I know the director is a very busy man.
Yes, I don't think we have enough media time. We need to save some time for our sponsors.
Of course. So Jamal Warrican is going to be from the Prof Edwards end. Really, Justin Graves going to Warrican because it's really now or never.
Absolutely.
They would need about 4 wickets in this over to peg Wander.
Not likely.
And Craig
There are no two rash players at the crease, so he would need to hit some sticks. What Craig also, that New Zealand tour is going to be a very good tour. It will be nice to see if the New Zealand players will be back from IPL.
They will be. They've actually released their 13-man squad.
Bolt and those guys.
It's a pretty strong one.
Oh yeah, definitely. Looking forward to watching it on TV. Maybe one day travel to that neck of the woods.
I think the pitches as well in New Zealand.
They're gorgeous.
And they provide a nice challenge for the batsman. You've got that green grass, but it's also good for batting.
Yeah. It's similar to England, but still different at the same time. But I think one of the more exciting New Zealand bowlers to watch, besides Bolt, is probably going to be Wagner.
I think he
short ball after short ball.
Yeah, he really is a workhorse.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's good to have those guys in your team. But New Zealand cricket over the years has grown and grown. And it's good to see that they're now a unit. And they've stayed a unit even after Brendan McCullum retired. But obviously, the building of New Zealand's team started with Stephen Fleming,
Quicker
who's
delivery. Sorry, I cut you, Adam, but
Nope.
that's going into the boundary for 4.
That's good. Welcome, Reds. But the building of New Zealand's team was always under Stephen Fleming. Much like Australia was built under Steve Waugh. And then, you know, the reins were handed over and the teams continue to grow. I must say, though, Stephen Fleming is one of the best captains.
And, of course, now a coach. Oh, that's huge.
Out.
And straight to the man.
Out.
So
Unnecessary.
he
Anyhow,
wanted to carry it all the way, Adam.
he should have.
It looked the when it seemed to come off, not already the middle of the back. He probably didn't time it as well as he would have liked. And Mosley will be disgusted that he gave it away there. But what an innings it's been from him.
Yeah, good innings. But sometimes all good things must come to an end. Unfortunate. I hope he learned from his mistake and it doesn't happen again. But nevertheless, you can't take away a good innings from him. And the next batsman out is Raymond Reefer.
Yes, Shane Mosley, an excellent innings from him. 56 from just 41 deliveries. Really kickstart Wanderers into really a place in the semi-final.
Absolutely. But you see, this is even if they had batted first, this is a start. This is the foundation that the innings will be built on.
Of
and
a big score.
Absolutely, a big score. I was asked earlier what I thought would have been a good score to put on the board, and I did say 160 on this wicket would have been a phenomenal score, and anything short of that would have been easy knocked off by whoever batted last. So
Look how disappointed he looks. I would love if our cameraman could get a shot of Shane Mosley. See how he's just so upset with himself because he really wanted to carry that to the end. And
he should have.
He's played an excellent innings, Adam. Honestly.
Absolutely. I can't take that from him. It's a fantastic innings. Good partnership with his captain, Craig Brathwaite, who is also he bats like an anchor. That's why I'm kind of disappointed that Mosley is in the reserve on this New Zealand tour. I think that they need to get openers into the West Indies team around Craig, because in Test cricket, you know, that's part of where we're falling down, not getting good opening partnerships. And Craig can't do it by himself.
End of the 11th over. It's 96 for 1. And Adam, you know, Test cricket, I've grown such an appreciation for the game because I think it's so challenging.
The best.
Definitely the hardest, you know, to play. So when you have somebody that's battled adversity like a Shane Mosley in terms of injury selection and so much more, and is mentally that tough and is that hard of a worker, I think, as you mentioned, I think it's only a matter of time before he does get into that setup and finally meets his club mate at the top of the innings. And that will be something to see, especially for the Wanderers guys. Like a guy like you that's been here for so long and seen those two guys grow.
Absolutely. And I mean, it was disappointing on the England tour as well. You know, he scored runs in the practice games and so on. And then, you know, the guys didn't perform at their best in the series. You know, I felt that he should have gotten a game.
Right, Raymond Reefer out in the middle. What does Raymond Reefer do now? Does he, you know, just like to see off safely, or do you think he gets a move on with it?
It's important he doesn't get out. Again, another international player. Franchise cricketer, CPL, and so on. I think it makes sense to not get out, play sensible cricket. It doesn't have to be done in boundaries. Again, a win is a win. There's no need for unnecessary risk.
I think his intentions have been made pretty clear.
Well,
he started.
There we go. But the first two deliveries, both down the leg side, they needed spanking.
That's a good ball. That is a good ball by boys. It just
not
jagged
out
back.
Not out, says umpire Gregory Brathwaite.
It jagged back on Reefer a bit late
Mhm.
there, but I think he got a piece of bat to save him there.
It's possible.
Or it may have been too high. Hard to tell from this angle.
Yeah, maybe it might be. We'll wait for the television replay from our teams dealing with all things technical.
Kamari
Kudos
boys.
to Bell Imagery.
Yes, for sure. Excellent job.
Lovely. Another wonderful production here from them. That ball on the legs of Reefer. Pushed out to the man at deep mid-wicket. That looks like Kevin Stout. Fires in the ball to the wicket keeper.
How important will it be to get this done as soon as possible, sort of to send a message to the team that Wanderers plays in the semi-final that we are here.
Well, Wanderers has been a force in limited overs cricket for a number of years now. And I think they've won more than a few titles. And they've finished second, third consistently over the last few years. So I think everyone is well aware that they are a force to be reckoned with. But yeah, finishing it before time and on a strong net run rate will definitely send a stronger message other than the message that it is right now. Obviously, Empire is a good team. They're in the quarterfinals. And over the years, all from way back when I first started playing, I would have seen people like Patterson Thompson, Sherilyn Graves, Bruce Cox, and those guys, Jason Paris, all former Barbados players back in the glory days of Empire. And Empire has continued their cricketing reputation from then.
Yeah, you can see the packed house there.
Definitely. Plenty of spectators down on the western side of the ground.
They're ready. They're
almost packed to capacity. You think tickets are running slim for this one?
Anthony puts it down to Empire bringing a big following. What about the Wanderers native?
Plenty. All the Wanderers supporters usually dine in the pavilion, either up here with the team or downstairs down by the bar. I'm not sure if we can get a camera angle down there. See if we can see who's having a lager by the bar. You in for a drink, Nikhil?
No, I actually don't drink alcohol.
I know, I'm just teasing you.
Good ball by Hoyt.
But for a young man your age, don't worry to drink any.
Yes,
you need to
keep my head on.
You need to keep your head on and keep your feet on the right path. No need for you unspoiled guys to start diverting. But you're doing a really good job. Enjoyed your online radio show. That's what was the right name for it. Talk show with all of your sporting in personalities and so on. Fantastic interview. I was driving. I got work, and this thing pops up on my phone. Nikhil has started a live feed, and you were talking to a guy in India.
Yes, well, no, he's in England actually.
He would be in England, yeah. But you were talking about some cricket.
Yeah, we went across the
that
globe.
was, yeah, definitely.
During the COVID time.
I think I think the show must go on.
Yeah, but I appreciate that. But I think the main focus for that, Adam, was mainly because I want to highlight the local young talent that we have in Barbados. It's a vast amount. You see some in this game here, all over the island and across many different sports. So I think it's time that we really need to highlight some of this.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I remember the interviews with Zane Maloney. That was fantastic. Haley Matthews, and just to name a few. You interviewed me as well, and there were a few more. I can't remember the names of all.
You wouldn't be a young talent, but you're a talent for sure, Adam. Not young, but you're a talent.
I've been around. 23 years at this club and still going strong.
Zane Maloney, he was looking really good this morning in that Euro Formula race, but then
I didn't get to see it. I was here preparing these immaculate conditions for today's game. Not a huge Formula One fan by any stretch of the imagination, but I would watch our young talent just to keep tabs with what's going on and to see the strides that he's made. He's obviously come out of a racing family. His father Mark and his uncle and so on, they're all big in the racing circuit. And I wish him all the best. He's young, he's got a bright future ahead. And at the end of the day, somebody needs to take over from those who are on top now, the Lewis Hamiltons of the world and so on. Somebody else needs to come along and break records and make things happen. Reefer on strike. That ball on a leg stump line. Not a bad over there.
Yeah, Rifa's took a bit of time to get in,
Yeah.
and he can afford to. Obviously, Wonders being well above the rate, but they just want to get this one over with. Still required 25. And, of course, you've got the calm, cool-headed Craig Brathwaite there at the other end.
He's played a yeoman's service role here in this team. And one thing I must say, I think he dropped himself down the order in the last game, down at Isolation Cavaliers, and that is good tactics. As a captain, you know how you use the situation of the game to sort of strategize how it's going to go. Yes, you go into the game with a plan, but you know some things might not plan out on the day, and you're able then to. That just shows the versatility of the team.
And what I like about that move as well, you mentioned him coming down the order. He put someone like a Rashawn Williams at the top of the order, who then went on to get 35. You give a young talent in your team, someone that, you know, maybe overshadowed by the big names, but you're giving him a lot of confidence.
Correct.
By doing that. And
not only that, you're building him for the future.
Precisely.
That's a stepping stone for him to learn from.
Those Empire fans.
Those Empire's fans are very quiet
They'll be
today.
disappointed.
Very quiet, all the way from Bank Hall. That driven straight back down the ground from Craig Brathwaite. He looking for two. Reefer gets back. A wayward throw there from the fielder. Easy two there for Brathwaite. Taking score up now to
101, 100 up for Wonders. As they just 3 runs away from
Wonders players here in the dressing room. They're congratulating the two guys out in the middle.
This is some dressing room. I was telling Anthony before. Have a look at this dressing room here.
It's good camaraderie all around. It's a mixture of players. You see the ones in their ODI colors. They're the team, but there are a few guys who are here in plain clothes from different divisions here to show their support for their home club. That's a full delivery, smack down to the deep square leg boundary. They'll only get one. Not the biggest of grounds, but definitely one of the most visually pleasing.
Justin Graves. Interesting that he would not have bowled today. Obviously, nursing, coming back from a back injury. He was getting back into some bowling. He's done some, but probably not seeing the use anymore. Craig Brathwaite and Raymond Reefer at the crease. Raymond Reefer will have his eyes on that New Zealand tour to continue to make an impact in West Indies cricket.
I certainly hope that he gets a chance to show what he can do. I'd like to see him at the top of the order with Craig Brathwaite.
Just to tell you, Adam, Jason Holder had a chat with him today. He was very confident that Wonders would get the W on Empire. He said we always beat them. Were his words.
That is a confident Jason Holder, and I saw him speaking in our chat this morning when I posted a few pics of the environs around the ground while I was in preparation, and he did give me the thumbs up and said it was a fantastic job and he loved the look.
Yes, of course he's in Dubai.
Shot nice there from Raymond Reefer, driven square the wicket. That will run all the way into the boundary. That's a fantastic shot here from him. Experienced T20 player. Score now moving on to.
Yeah, and that's why Raymond Reefer could take his time, because he knows how good of a player he is and he can always catch back. Obviously, play some big innings for the likes of the Barbados Tridents, and he continues to do extremely well for Wonders. Jaden Edmond taking a bit of stick. Once again, that's an excellent effort.
That's a drop catch chance there from man at wide gully from Kofi Hurdle. Good attempt, nevertheless. He stopped 4, but they got the single there, Reefer.
Less than 20 required.
Easy pickings. I say do it in singles.
You've got the time to do it.
I say do it in singles. Empire fans would definitely be disappointed today, not coming away with a better total, as they won the toss and decided to bat first. Good conditions.
Good
slower ball there from the bowler. Just driven down to long on. Another 1 to the total and 1 to the tally of Craig Brathwaite.
Adam, how does this Wonders team, if they do have to play, I assume the final, then you won't have the likes of Ray for Craig Brathwaite and Shane Mosley, who I would expect to be gone to New Zealand by then. Do they have what it takes in the other guys that have done well throughout the tournament to do well?
I believe so. I believe that there's a lot of talent in.
Pulled away forcefully.
That will go all the way for 4. 16 required.
No 12.
12 required. I believe there's a lot of talent, in the entire squad. You still have the likes of Ray Matthews, Jordan Niles, Jonathan Drakes, when
is he supposed to return, Adam?
Who, Jonathan? Well, he's here today, but he's not in the team.
He is such a talent.
Absolutely lovely stroker of the ball. Fantastic.
So we're almost drawing the curtains on today's play. It's been a dominating performance.
By Wanderers.
Dominant performance by Wanderers. Yes,
absolutely. But you see, this is the kind of performance that we expect with a team with so many experienced players. Not just them, but you also have the likes of Rashawn Primus. Didn't get a CPL look this year, but he's also very experienced. Bat and ball.
I think the highlight of Primus's year will be that Ireland innings. 88
man.
in about 30 odd balls.
Oh man, that was an innings to behold.
It was a spectacle, really, to see.
That was fantastic. Driven out to the man on the cover boundary there by Craig Brathwaite. Looking for 2, it won't be there. Kofi Hurdle down there doing the work.
Just to give you a bit of an update in terms of the leading run scores, it's been Roshan Primus, 166 runs to his name. But I think Craig Brathwaite, yes, he definitely is him, because after this innings here, he was on 158 before. But what's interesting to note, Primus has played 3 matches, this being his 4th. So he's done extremely well, 250s to his name. And you've got Jason Grassman Green, who's yet to feature with the bat in this game, 131 runs to his name. And then the same Drakes we spoke about, 31. Orifa making room across his stumps and puts that away well. I think it'll have the legs. Good piece of work done at the boundary, but it does have the legs to go all the way into the Empire fans, rubbing salt in the wounds.
Yeah, absolutely. And those are good moments to cherish. Wanderers and Empire, old rivals from well back in the days of club stalwarts like Prof Edwards and Stephen Farmer. Coach Ricky Clark, we used to play in those days.
And Adam, Roshan Primus has bowled 2 overs in this tournament and picked up 2 for 5. Only
Fantastic.
2 overs in this entire tournament.
Fantastic. Very good left arm spinner.
And I like what Rifa's doing here. Changing up, trying to deceive young Jarian Hoyt by moving across his stumps and misfield stoppy work.
All kinds of fancy footwork, we will call it, Nikhil, from Raymond, and he's putting it to good use.
So just 5 required, maybe one big hit away. And really, Empire, it's been a subpar performance by their standards.
Definitely. I think Empire would have come here with a myriad of supporters, looking for them to capitalize on the conditions in the early. They won the toss and wanted to bat, and they never quite got to the mark, so to speak, in their innings. And it's a tough total to defend.
Oh, that's
that
in the
ball
air.
Crunched.
Just short. Oh, it's an excellent effort, and it rolled into the boundary for 4. It was an excellent effort.
Excellent effort there from the fielder. That was fantastic. I don't think anybody could fault the fielder or be upset with that. He covered a lot of ground, and the ball was very low, and just bouncing off of his hand and going into the boundary.
1 run away. Scores are level.
Scores are level. Couple of maidens and then a super over. What are the odds?
I think you're dreaming a bit, Adam.
Being a bit ambitious.
Empire Cricket Club will be facing the exit in this BCA T20 Cup as Wanderers, who are still undefeated in this tournament. Would you believe it? It's been an excellent display of batting from them as well as their bowling, and they've been a good, well-rounded unit. A short ball, Rifa looked to get it away, and they'd be extremely disappointed with themselves.
Absolutely, they would be. But from my standpoint, the result is expected. Wanderers playing, well, both teams playing in lovely conditions. Just one team made use of them and the other one didn't. Very quiet Western stand down there with the Empire supporters. Very, very unusually quiet.
Final delivery, you would think 1 run to get. And it's not. What a Yorker that is from young Jarian Hoyt to end the over. That's an excellent.
That's a good ball.
Yorker.
Very good ball.
Foda wanted to hit the winning run, and unfortunately he can't.
Well.
So, run required now is just 1 away. End of the 15th over is 123 for the loss of 1.
Players on their feet here in the Darrow's Road Pavilion. Sorry, the Dennis and Eric Atkinson Pavilion. Wonders Elite versus the Empire Elite team. We are drawing very close to the end of the game. Just 1 run required. No need for a 4. Just a nudge into the offside, and that's the end. That's the end of the innings. Comfortably.
Warwican. And not yet.
Could have hit that so softly and ran 1.
They're psyching it up for a big finish. What a display we've seen by the Wonders Cricket Club here at Darrow's Road. Good day of cricket. Flighted delivery. Brathwaite turns it around the corner, and that's it. The Wonders Cricket Club
single.
put themselves in position to battle in the semi-final of this BCA T20 Cup. They are still undefeated. It was an excellent finish by Shane Mosley, well supported by Craig Brathwaite on 41 not out. And in the end, Remery for 23 summed up that performance. Adam.
Fantastic. That was excellent, and that's what good teams do. You know, the loss of 1 wicket, that was unfortunate. They should have brought it home without loss, in my opinion. But nevertheless, job well done to the guys. And I wish them all the best in the semi-finals, whoever their opponent might be. And we hope that we get we go all the way to the finals, and then we lift the club at the end of the season. Nikhil, it was nice being here. I know that you're going to carry it on for a few more moments. I'm sure you're going to interview a couple of people.
Yeah, stick onto the page. You can keep locked onto the Wonders Cricket Club, because I'll definitely be doing some interviews and posting them on the likes of the Facebook, the Instagram, the social medias. Adam, we want to thank you so much for your commentary. It's a dominant performance by Wonders Cricket Club here. They continue undefeated in this tournament. Jamar Lane, the man of many talents, he looks very satisfied with his broad shoulders. He's very proud of his team. He's a big part of his team. He's done some fielding for them. I saw it. He's done it all. Doing analysis work, getting in some practice for his big Barbados coveted job. And Wonders Cricket Club will be delighted as Jamar Lane with that performance, because really it's been an excellent display of cricket. So the Empire side, they will have to go back to the drawing board. A lot of work to be done, as I'm going to be joined now by Anthony Merritt to really bring a summary to the end of today's play. Anthony, really performance by Wonders to get them over the line and put them a place into the semi-final.
Yes, Wonders here showing all their class today, really outgunning Empire, as one would say. They're nearly at full strength. Obviously, we're looking to get Jonathan Drake's back, but the side looks pretty complete here, doing a fantastic job, winning by 9 wickets at a canter here in the T20 game. That's a sound defeat.
Shane Mosley, the highlight of today's performance, 56 from 40-odd balls. Before that, he just scored 15 runs in 2 innings. How important was that not from him today?
Yeah, I'm sure Moses will be happy that he was able to get a score on his belt, as he be leaving just now to go overseas. It's important to get some time in the middle and score some runs.
Yes, Craig Brathwaite and Remery for the batsmen. They now come back in. It's been an excellent display of batting from both of them. What you really want to see from well-established, experienced players like a Craig Brathwaite, like a Remery. I'm going to have a chat with Craig for sure, Craig Claremont Brathwaite, at the end of today's play, to just have a chat about that innings and his captaincy. Anthony, talk to me about the leadership, because you're a leader for me. How good has leadership been this side?
Yeah, Craig has done a fantastic job. I've been talking to him throughout the season. I'm getting some advice and he me along in terms of how my side should go about things. We wanted, but Craig has still been lending the ear and able to watch where he can. But today, Craig just showed his class in staying there, mostly supporting role there and leading from the front. Craig opens the ball, so he takes the responsibility and he holds up his hand every time. When he plays for Wonders, he holds up his hand every time. He always comes back and plays for the club. He puts it on his back, wants to come and captain. He wants to have the club win cups. So obviously the guys are looking to win the T20 Cup, and I know next year they'll be looking to win the 3-day and the 50 as well.
Well, as all our friends see, we are socially distant, Anthony, of course, in these COVID times. But Anthony, in terms of Craig, we spoke Raymond, etc. Craig Brathwaite, I hope Jason Hall, I spoke to him today, he said he was going to be watching. I really hope he's watching because I think those overs before lunch, Craig Brathwaite deserves more than just one. He's picked up a 6-wicket Lanka. He's definitely capable of doing, with the ball at the top of the innings. I'll give you his exact stats with the ball, Anthony, because his economy rate, 4.65 in this tournament. I think that's been extremely impressive, and he's provided that extra surge at the top of the innings. It's been 6 wickets in 17 overs. That economy, as I mentioned, 4.65. Credit to Craig Brathwaite.
Yeah, Craig knows his role, man. Craig just looked to come and bowl the ball on top of all stump and make it as hard as possible for the batsman to score. And then when it comes to batting, when you look at the score, Craig is still easy and he hasn't taken a big risk. So that allows then for the guys like Rashawn Primus and as you saw, Shane Mosley to bat and do the thing are more aggressive type players.
He's taken a lot of heat, stick, whatever you want to call it, Anthony, over his career. But, to see the type of person that he is, the leader that he is, he does it for the Barber side. He led them into a successful championship, and he's hoping, as long as he can, before he has to make his departure to New Zealand, he can lead his side here, Wonders, into that cup final, and hopefully Wonders could get all the way. But all smiles here at Wonders. Let's talk about Raymond Reefer. 3 wickets today, as well as 23 in just 19 deliveries. How great has it been for you, a younger person at the club, to see a guy like Raymond Reefer with his experience come back and do so well for the club?
Yeah, Raymond is a fantastic player to have in any side, as we see when he goes and plays for Guyana or in the franchise, in the CPL for Barbados. The impact that he brings with his left arm seam, his variations, I think that was very good on this wicket today. The ball was holding. He bowled in good areas. He bowled a triple wicket maiden to end the innings, which I think probably took the life for the Empire. And then just coming there when the game was basically over and getting a score. He want to spend some time at a wicket too. He would have gotten a 50 odd last week and just come and get some more time here in the middle as he and Craig and Shane will soon be departing for New Zealand.
Anthony, I've just received a message from Jason Holder. He says it's all over at Dover. That's his good saying, and he'll be very delighted with his side's performance. And here, Jonathan Drake, Anthony, we mentioned him before. I think that has such a big impact to play for this Wonders side if they are to get away and competition. And I'm going to have a word with Shane Mosley. He loves interviews after this game. We're going to have a word with him. But Jonathan Drake, Anthony, he's been a consistent performer for the club, battling injury this season. But how great will it be when he finally comes back, to get him into that?
Yeah, class act. This side is just full of class acts. As you see, this is why we're doing so well in this competition. We've got most of our guys here. They're showing out every week. This is why we've been unbeaten so far in the competition. Craig has led the side fantastically, and the guys will just follow his lead.
Well, it's been an excellent day of cricket. Started with credit to the groundsmen for allowing us to get the full capacity of this match. We've had really what is a dominant performance by Wonders. I keep saying that word dominant because it's on point. Wonders Club reducing the Empire, who would have probably looked to come here and get a big score, but winning the toss and batting first, to just 123. Credit to Raymond Reefer, credit to Jair McAllister, but also credit to those spinners as well. And of course, with the bat following it up, Wonders, the openers, the coveted openers, in my opinion, the best opening pair in Barbados. You have two West Indies players, Shane Mosley, Craig Brathwaite, showing why they've just been selected to go to New Zealand, getting off to an excellent start, and in the end, Raymond Reefer, the international all-rounder, winning it for his team with that 23. Credit to Wonders, and credit finally, Anthony, to Craig Brathwaite, who we've called the name and sung his praises. I'll give you the final word, but in terms of at Darrell's Road, that's all from me. It's been an excellent performance by Wonders, and I'm excited to see them, what they have in store for next week in that semi-final.
Yeah, today was, I'd say, a pretty all-round performance from the guys. They fielded pretty well, bowled pretty well, and the West Indies player shone with the bat. Obviously now the semi-finals will be another game for them to show up again. Hopefully the guys will be hoping that they can win, and the guys will be hoping that they can send the guys into the finals before they leave. And hopefully whoever else comes in will be ready to fill the hole that has been left and bring home the cup.
Finally, Anthony, I forgot, who's your man of the match today?
I think I have to go to Shane Mosley. That innings there really knocked the wind out to the sails from under the Empire Bone attack if they ever had a chance in the game today.
Well, you've heard it from our expert specialist in terms of the analyst himself, Anthony Manning Merritt, the intermediate captain. That's all from us here, folks. Thank you so much to all of you for logging on to our stream. It's been great to display this Wonders cricket and a great display of performance by them. They've defeated Empire by 9 wickets. It's been an excellent performance from Dowers Road. That's all from me, Nikhil Uttam Shadani, and the analyst himself, Anthony Manning Merritt.